Bad RNG, Varlamore Part 2, and mega scaled raids. How can we fix these things? You've come to the wrong place if you think I have an answer. But I will talk about it. Let you know what I think, because I've seen a lot of stuff on RuneScape Twitter about mega scaled raids and how they're bad. And my thoughts on if a mega scaled raid is bad, it's like, no, why, it doesn't impact anybody. It lets people who want to spend their time mega scale raiding for other people, lets them make some good money. And then it also, if somebody's rich enough and they want to pay for that on their Iron Man, it lets them get some cool uniques from raids on their Iron Man if they don't want to actually play the content. To me, it defeats the whole purpose of the game. I think you'd want to play the game that you're paying for. But, to each their own. There are a lot of different ways to play this game, and different strokes for different folks. But I was talking on Twitter to some guy about this, and I'm like, because I was kind of defending it. I was like, why the hell does this guy care about mega skill raids, right? I don't do it personally, but why does this guy care so much? And I'm like, dude, it doesn't affect you. And he's like, yeah, but somebody paying for an Inferno cape also doesn't affect me. And that's a good point. It's especially for Iron Man, it's almost a game integrity issue, where if somebody, they have billions of gold that they're willing to spend on an Iron Man to avoid the grind of, hundreds if not thousands of raids for certain items, there is a slight game integrity issue. But to go against that, an Inferno cape is the best melee cape in the game, and you can't buy that on the Grand Exchange. Right? So these raid uniques you can buy off the Grand Exchange. So there's a disconnect there, I think, for main accounts who can trade, and then Iron Man accounts who can't trade. So I think that's kind of where the issue comes in is, should these Iron Men be allowed to trade on their mains over and get carried in raids? To be honest, I don't really give a fuck. If they want to do that, by all means, let them do it. I just thought it was an interesting thing to think about, from the game integrity perspective. I don't really have much more else to say on that, but if you guys have any strong opinions or anything you want to add on top of that, leave that down below in the comments. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, because there has been quite a bit of talk on Twitter about that, and the people who are talking about it, I don't think they plan on being quiet about it anytime soon. So it's interesting to keep up with. The next thing I want to talk about is Varlamore Part 2. I haven't played it. Don't plan on playing it. The gameplay you guys are watching now is what I've been doing. This is an account I've had for a little bit now. I've trained it. I originally created this account so I could actually play with my girlfriend. And, she's not a big RuneScape player, so I've just kind of been... I trained it up, got the melee stats up, and I haven't played it for a while. And I've been playing on my main. I put out that video week or two ago that said I was going to be AFKing my way to 99 Hunter, doing the what method was that? Is the catching maniacal monkeys, I think it was. So I put that method out saying I was going to do that to grind 99. I did it for a day, and it's not that method was bad, it's just I just grinded out agility. I don't want to grind out another skill. I wanted to make some money, so I just I invested in some prayer gear, did Sins of the Father on my main, and then I've just been sitting at fire watches for the past 2.5 weeks now. I've killed about 11,000 of them. I got a great clip for you guys for the next video I can show you guys when I talk a bit more about what's going on with that. But so point of that was I'm not playing on I'm not playing Varlamore Part 2. I'm not planning on playing Varlamore Part 2. I've seen a lot of negative things about it. Let me know what you guys think if you guys have played it. I don't want to speak on it. Obviously, I haven't really played it, but I've seen a lot of talk in the community about the boss kind of sucking. And from what I've seen, I don't want to go kill that boss. It looks boring. It looks kind of, boring and annoying to kill with not very good profit. It's like, why would I waste my time doing that when I could go kill Vorkath? I like killing dragons in the game. If I want AFK, kill some dragons and go to Brutal Blacks or Rune Dragons. If you want something a bit more intense, a bit more active, go kill Vorkath. You'll make good money no matter what dragons you kill. Apparently, except not this dragon. So, by all means, I like when they do give these types of bosses to the game. Scurious was a good update. It doesn't offer a lot of GP wise, but the experience is great there. And, you learn a lot of mechanics like the falling rubble and, prayer flicking and whatnot. So stuff like that's good for the game, I think. Adding niche content is also good for the game. There's now a best in slot wand for, if you want to AFK slay or whatever on a dragon task. That's about the only use out of that Dragon Bane wand that you're gonna get. It's not gonna be meta anywhere. Dragon Hunter Lance and the crossbow are still just good. Like if you think about where you're gonna use it for dragons, it's Vorkath, Slayer Dragons, Ulm. I think are the big dragons, and Ulm doesn't have an elemental weakness, so you're not gonna use that. It's still just use you'd be better off just using a Trident of the Swamp, probably. And Dragon Hunter Lance is for melee. That's the best at Vorkath. Hunter Crossbow is great at Vorkath and Ulm. Like the wand, it is what it is. It's nothing crazy. It's just a cool another stepping stone for some of those mid levels. It is what it is. But the big thing is this Herblore minigame. Oh my god, I have not seen a single positive thing about this. Everybody hates it. And you won't catch me there. I'm a man. Yeah. I was just thinking about that joke where he goes, I'm a man. I'm a male. I don't get into none of that mentally ill stuff, except I'm a man. I don't get into none of that Iron Man shit, except I got an Iron Man, which I have not been playing because I've been focusing on this ult that you guys are watching right now, doing some quests. And if you can put it together, you can probably guess what my next video is going to be talking about. So, but yeah, I don't know. This Varlamore Part 2 update has been very underwhelming to me as somebody who, I was never really sold on Varlamore. They have some, like, the Colosseum's cool. I tried out that thieving method they have. What else is there? The Hunter Guild's cool, I guess. I haven't done any Hunter rumors yet. I want to try that, but the Varlamore Part 2 update has kind of been a flop in my opinion. Like, the content was released, and it's just all negative feedback from the community, which has kind of been the trend these days. Is there's been a lot of negative feedback on a lot of the updates, so I think it would be a good idea if the team slowed down. Like, weekly updates are good, but you gotta slow down on the new content sometimes and just let people play the game. If you guys just want to put out some minor fixes for a few weeks, like, do that, and then get people wanting more content. That way when new content comes out, it's like, if they complain, tell them to shut the fuck up. Like, you guys wanted this content. So I don't really have much else to say for Varlamore Part 2. It's, it is what it is. One last thing I want to talk about, RNG related. If you have bad RNG, not only in RuneScape but in real life, if you have bad RNG, You just need to change your perspective and convince yourself that you have good RNG. So I'm assuming everybody knows, before I get a bit more in depth on that, RNG is random number generator. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you already know that. But if you found this video and you don't know that, drop a like and subscribe. We got knowledge here. We got big facts. And yeah, so, but if you want better RNG, you just got to change your perspective. You got to you got to think that you have good RNG, right? There's somebody I know who constantly says that he's a target. You know, if we're playing a video game online, it's like, oh man, all the bad shit always happens to me. They're always targeting me. It's like, well, yeah, they're always targeting you because you think they're targeting you, right? Like, I'm dying just as much. We're both dying just as much, but when he dies, oh, they're always targeting me. When I die, it's like, oh fuck, I screwed up. So there's a difference in perspective, and that difference in perspective can change the reality you live. And that's not only in RuneScape or video games, it's real life. So, you know, if you every day, so let's say if you wake up, oh, I hate my life sucks, I don't want to do this, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to eat healthy, I just want to eat chips all day. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Your life sucks. You're not going to go to the gym and you're just going to eat chips because that's what you think your life is, and that's what you want your life to be. But if you, and I don't know, maybe I'm just in a position where I can say this. You know, there are a lot of people who have dealt with things that I have not dealt with. So maybe, you know, I definitely am in a privileged spot to be able to say this, but if you can convince yourself that your life doesn't suck, then it won't. That's about it. If you didn't get the drop, oh fuck man, my RNG sucks, this game sucks. Yeah, the game sucks. It's going to continue to suck until you get a drop, and then after you get the drop, it's still going to suck. But, you know, if you get the drop, if you don't get the drop, damn, I'll get it next time, you know. I had a good kill that time, you know, I improved this, I got my mechanics a bit better. Oh yeah, you know, I learned this new method where I can walk under the boss and kill him, right? That perspective change, not only gonna drastically help your life in RuneScape, but just in real life. And that's something I struggle with myself. Like, I've been dealing with a lot of burnout lately in work, you know, and it's hard. You know, I've been working for full-time for about 4 years now. And when I graduated, I immediately started working. Like, I graduated in December, and I started working in fall, and I didn't really have a break before I started work. And, you know, it's definitely has been catching up to me. But I think it's catching up to me because I'm letting it. You know, I'm burnt out because I think I'm burnt out. When I'm not really burnt out, I'm just almost bored of work. And you know, that's fine. You can be bored at work. Just don't let it get to you, and just, you know, keep being yourself and just look at it. You just got to look at it different. And I think that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this. It's not even a talking piece for other people, more for myself. It's, you know, I can't tell you what you need, but I'm not going to, but I can tell you things. I can tell you things that you need to be if you want to be the person you want to be, if that makes sense. So, you know, nothing, if the person you want to be is all internal. Nothing external is going to help you be the person that you want to be. And I think that is something that I need to start moving forward with every day. Especially, you know, coming off this back injury, I really deal with stress by, you know, exerting myself at the gym. And coming off this back injury, I've been to the gym 3 times in the past 2 weeks, and, you know, I can't push myself. I don't want to re-injure my back and then be out for longer. So yeah, I don't know. It's I don't want to keep talking about this. I think I've made my point for myself. I hope you guys can actually, you know, take something from this. You know, it's a bit serious, but at the end of the day, life is about fun. So, you know, do what you can to enjoy yourself. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you dislike, drop a dislike. Leave a comment. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Mega Skill Raids. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Varlamore Part 2. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are on RNG and perspective. You know, if you guys think you can change your RNG IRL, by all means, let me know if you think. If you can't, call me an idiot, call me dense, whatever you want to call me. Just do it in the comments below. All right? Until next time.